This time on Street MBA, I have for you Sadhvi ji from Parmat Ashram. You know, I was here in this ashram and I was reading about her. She was doing a PhD in Stanford, the place where every child would like to go to study, because that, they believe, is the golden gate to successful life. And then here she is, inspiring millions of people, making a difference to people's life here in India, in Rishikesh. And I could not hold myself. I want to understand why and what brings her here, and what is the difference she makes to people's life, and what is the message she would like to give people, which will make you more happier, more contribute to society, and make your life more meaningful. Sadhvi ji, may I request you to tell us something about your journey and what can inspire millions like us.
It's really been a journey of grace. I came here, I was 25, in the middle of a degree in psychology, a PhD degree. Came traveling, came with a backpack. Had no idea that I would stay, had no idea that I was even looking for anything. But the power of Ganga, the power of grace, the power of this culture and heritage is so much transformed me. Then that is the inspiration. You know, in the West, we're so tragically indoctrinated into these teachings of, oh, if you want to be happy, you have to have a lot of money and get this type of degree and get a job in this type of company. Build a house in this suburb, own this, vacation at this resort. This is your happiness equation. And then of course people get all that. And then they need to take antidepressants and anti-anxiety medicine and sleeping pills, because having all of that doesn't bring us the joy and the peace and the meaning in life that we're actually looking for. But in this culture, in this tradition, are written and given all of the truths. I remember when I first came here, I was so surprised. You look around, and the poorest of the poor people, the guy sweeping the floor, said, "Kaise aap? Bhagwan ki kripa." Whereas in the land where I came from in America, you would ask people who had everything, "How are you?" They say, "Oh, this problem, this disaster, that disaster." Well, the Buddha list. And I realized there is a secret here. There is a very powerful secret here that brings joy and light to the lives, even of people living way below Western standards of poverty. And that's the gift of a connection to God. And realizes that connection to the divine. That I am living as the embodiment of the divine here on earth. One with God. But one with God in a way that makes me one with you. Not one with God as in, oh, I'm enlightened, I'm so spiritual, chalo mera bhojan leke aao. Chalo mera pair chuo. No, that awareness of oneness with God is one that realizes, you are also one with God. You are also one with God. Which means that we are one. And so it becomes, chalo, main aapka bhojan banati hu. Because we're one. That joy, that peace. That is what this culture is.
I'm so touched. A young lady of 25 comes from States to Rishikesh as a bagpiper. And she sees here, amongst people, the inherent desire of being contented and happy, and huge trust and faith in spiritualism, which she saw as a huge difference to a materialistic world where everything is about money, is about your house, about your own family, about your own self, to a place where the universe or the world is one big family. But are we not seeing in our own country that these values that this young lady saw at the age 25 is deteriorating? Is the happiness quotient of India coming down very, very fast? Are we getting the same mode of me, myself, of my acquisitions, my car, my better picture, my bigger car, my bigger house, and me being there? Is the same situation happening here? The sale of antidepressants going up. Is it the same thing happening here? We're losing touch with what was so inherently beautiful in us, what she just described. Are we missing something? Is a question for you. I just ask her that if we have to reverse the situation in which we are, in which all these equations of the materialistic things that we have, the bigger cars, is leading us to buy more antidepressants, is something wrong? And how can we save ourselves again and be where she saw us to be when she came here, a 25-year young lady? Sadhvi, can you tell us what's going wrong with us now? Why is the happiness quotient in India coming down?
What's going wrong? It's really tragic, and I've watched it. मेरे सामने क्या है कि as the media has taken over, as the media has brought in Western movies and TV shows and commercials, and then of course social media, there's no sense anymore of, Indian media versus media from abroad. Everybody's watching American serials, American movies on social media. Those values are coming in. But the really tragic part is the reason that they stick so much in India is because tragically Indians already have within them that, let's say, disease आप कह सकते हैं. A disease given by so many hundreds of years of being colonized. It's this disease that thinks that that which comes from outside, that which is fair, is better than that which is dark. जो विदेश से आते हैं is somehow of infinitely more value than जो देसी है. आप सोचो, take an example. एक phone या एक digital camera. तो digital camera, Sony हो, Nikon हो, ठीक है? वो तो जापान में बनते हैं. लेकिन अगर टोक्यो से दिल्ली आते हैं और मैं उसको दिल्ली के मार्केट में खरीद लेती हूँ और किसी को दूँ, ठीक, कैमरा है. लेकिन यदि वो कैमरा टोक्यो से लॉस एंजलिस जाता है, मैं एलए जाके इसको लॉस एंजलिस में दुकान में खरीद लूँ, फिर मेरा सामान में लॉस एंजलिस से भारत वापस लेके आ, फिर मैं किसी को दूँ. How much more valuable it is? ये तो अमेरिका से आई. अमेरिका से तो नहीं आई, वो तो जापान से आई. चाहे टोक्यो से दिल्ली या टोक्यो से एलए, एक ही बात है. But look at how we are brainwashed into thinking that because that camera was purchased in a store in Los Angeles and has traveled in a suitcase from LA to Delhi, that it's of more value than if I bought it in a store in Delhi. This is the brainwashing. This is an epidemic in this nation. But this is the root, the soil, the foundation in which the current situation of materialism and Western values has found very fertile soil. So you have that soil already, जो colonial times से है. Now into that soil, suddenly you bring access to all of the Western serials, the Western commercials, the ads, the social media, that gives us that culture. that sab kuch upar upar hai. It's all about where you go, who you know, what party you're at, what alcohol you're drinking, who you're dancing with, whose head you're stepping on to get ahead and push your way up in the ranks. That's what the serials are about. Ye to masala hai. What we don't realize is these actors are being paid tens of thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars per episode. Then you realize they're not even happy. The people playing these roles, they're not even happy. But we are judging our lives, basing our lives, looking at them thinking, well, itni khush hai. Chalo, I also want to live that life. And this is how we are going off track. If you want to see real happiness, go look at your grandmother. Go look at your grandmother sitting there 3 घंटे के लिए भगवान कृष्ण की पूजा करते हुए, कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, गाते हुए, मस्ती में. फिर उठ के भगवान के लिए मिठाई बनाएंगे, फैमिली को प्रसाद देंगे, खुशी से थोड़ा सा तो श्लोक पढ़ लेंगे. That's real happiness. You don't have to pay her for it. The happiness we are basing our life on is a fabricated drama happiness. But we're running after it. And the people in our life who are really happy, our grandmothers, bette hue, jap karte hue, seva karte hue, we think, oh, बहुत backwards है, उनको कुछ पता ही नहीं है. We are losing the possibility. And this is where, yes, as you said, now antidepressants. You start following the same culture, you're going to get the same illnesses. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety, therapy, sleeping pills, where they never existed here.
Unbelievable once again. I think if I just sum it up, it just means that you have to believe in yourself. You have all the goodness within you. You should not get carried away with the drama happiness that you see. Go back to your roots. Look at the real happiness. Merge with that. Be happy. Your life was always happy. Don't chase things which got you that unhappiness. Look for the real happiness within you, within your family, which is always there, and be there. Such marvelous learning from this amazing lady. I think there can't be a better and bigger message for all of us here in India, that are we losing our happiness? Are we getting sadder? We may be acquiring more cars, more houses. Our economic growth may be touching those 6-7%. The world must be talking about trillions of economy that India is going to have. But nobody's talking about the depleting happiness that India is heading for. And this message, I think, is a very powerful message. Let's not lose our happiness. Trillions may happen, that's easier. But if we lose our happiness, if we lose our sleep, those trillions have no relevance. Thank you very much for being with us on this show, and meet you again in the next Street MBA. Thank you. Just before I leave,
yes,
the book that you wrote, I want to go through it
Done.
and pick up some points from.
So it's a brand new book that was just published by Penguin Publishing. And it's a book of questions and answers, like you've been asking. Questions about how do we find happiness? How do we know our purpose in life? How do we know our dharma? How do we balance a successful career life with a spiritual life? How do we overcome our anger? How do we control our minds? All of these questions and answers that I've been so blessed to find here, to be given here. It's all here. So I'm happy to give it to you and all of your viewers. It's available on Amazon.in. It's available on Flipkart. So you can go buy it, enjoy it. I'd love your thoughts, your comments. Send in your questions for part 2. The book is called Come Home to Yourself, because that's really what it's about, coming home to ourselves. It's not about finding something from outside. It's about coming back to the truth of who we are, which is joy and is peace and is balance and is freedom. And how to find that home within ourselves, even in the midst of the chaos of life. How do we find that and live in that? Even in the family, in the workplace, in the city, how do we find that? So I'm very, very happy to give this to you.
Thank you. I'm coming home to myself, that's for sure. I'm going to read this and I'm going to post all the messages. Thank you very much, Sadhvi ji. It's such an honor to spend time. And I think today we have such a powerful message. Let's not lose our roots. Let's not lose our happiness for the trillions in economy that we see. Getting there is good, but not at the cost of happiness. Such a powerful message. Thank you very much, Sadhvi. Thank you.